Hi, this is our second video in a series on how to name organic compounds as requested in grade 12 CAPS for the NCS curriculum. In our first video, we looked at how to identify alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. And now we continue with our homologous series. Homologous series, just groups in which the organic compounds are grouped together. Remember that you have to know the definition for homologous series as given in the first video. Okay, let's look at our next two groups. Our next group's homologous series that we're going to tackle is the haloalkanes. Halo coming from halogens. Can you remember what the halogens are again? The halogens are the elements that is found in the second last column on the periodic table. These elements shown here. The ones that we will use most is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Those will appear more. So as soon as one of those, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, or iodine, is connected to the carbon chain, we call this a haloalkane. Haloalkanes look a lot like the alkanes. The only difference is that we have a halogen that replaces one of the carbons. Their name is also a lot the same. They also end with "ane", but somewhere to the front of the name we will find the name of the halogen as well. At this stage, exactly where that sits is not going to be our problem since we are working our way from the back to the front. So that's on halogens. Let's quickly look at the examples on the halogens. Here is a nice example. As you can see, only single bonds. But there you see is a fluorine atom and a fluorine atom and a chlorine atom and a chlorine atom, making this a haloalkane. If we look at this example over here, single bonds all the way, but this hydrogen over there is replaced with a bromine. The long name, remember the front we're going to deal with later, and this one is going to be 2,2-dichloro. Can you see there's the halogen coming in? 1-fluoro, there's another halogen, pentane, ending with an ane. And the name for this one over here is going to be 2-bromo-2-methylpropane with an ane again. Okay, this second group that we are going to look for is going to be the alcohols. There we have our alcohols. And how do they look? We have a long chain of carbon atoms, but to that carbon atoms we have an oxygen that is attached to a hydrogen, or an OH group. And the alcohols end with OL. So let's quickly see, let's go through to our alcohols. How do they look? There is an example of an alcohol. Can you see there's your carbon chain? And there is your OH group attached to this one. Or there's another one, a carbon chain with the OH attached. If we name these, this one is going to be ethanol, ending with an OL for the alcohol. And this one is going to be propan-2-ol, ending with an OL to indicate the alcohols. Again, make sure that you are able to differentiate between alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, alcohols, and haloalkanes. Don't be frightened if these full names are given in the quiz. Remember, at this stage, you are able to identify the homologous series by looking at the last part of the name. So just apply the knowledge that you have learned up till now, and you'll be fine.